Good evening, everyone, dear brothers and sisters. We are in class 84. What a blessing of the biblical foundation, which is Genesis, the book of all beginnings. So we're going to review, as usual, some material we discussed last class, which is we're reviewing the start of Abraham's trial of faith and effectual intercession regarding Sodom. Hi, Munda, can you kindly start us off this evening by reading Genesis 18, verses 21 to 22 in English?
Okay. I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Lord.
Very well pronounced. Thank you. Let me try the Portuguese. Descerei agora e verei se com efeito tem praticado segundo o seu clamor, que vindo até mim, e se não, sabe-lo-ei. Então, viraram aqueles homens os rostos dali e foram-se para Sodoma. Mas Abraão ficou ainda em pé diante da face do Senhor. Wow. All right. So, Josie, can you kindly read question 1 in English?
Yeah,
What is likely motivating Abraham to stand before the Lord?
Thank you. Very well pronounced. Okay, so who would like to tackle that question? What is motivating Abraham to stand before the Lord? That takes a lot of bravery to stand before the Lord, doesn't it? After he said, I'm going to go do something. And then Abraham goes, wait. So what's his motivation?
Ah,
Go ahead.
I believe for one intercession, Abraham know about Lot on intercession.
I agree, Fernando. So Abraham is concerned about his nephew Lot.
Nephew. Lot.
Okay, so it's like, wait a second. If the angels are going to Sodom and they are going to, then what of my nephew Lot? Now, there's one other thing perhaps that concerns Abraham. Pedro, do you remember from last class maybe one other thing that concerned Abraham?
It's the preoccupation about what the people would think about the action of God.
Yes, absolutely. So he's concerned about God's reputation, right? Whether this would be viewed as, wow, is that the God we know? So we know by definition, everything God does is right. Okay, yet we can wonder if something will help or hurt his reputation. A number of arguments are made in the Old Testament, like, oh, when a judge or a prophet says, Lord, Lord, don't do this. Go back and forgive your chosen people again. And he goes, okay. So let's go ahead. So that Pedro, can you kindly read Genesis 18:23 in English?
And Abraham drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?
Thank you, very well pronounced. E chegou-se Abraão, dizendo, destruirás também o justo como ímpio. All right, so Lucas, can you kindly read question 2 in English?
This is the marvelous example of what perhaps the Bible's best example.
Very good. Marvelously pronounced. Thank you. All right. So what do you all think? What do you all think? So this is a marvelous example of what? And there's a fancy name in English. But tell me what you think. Tell me what did Abraham just do? Or what is he doing?
Interceding.
Absolutely right. And so and to put it together, it's actually an intercessory prayer. It doesn't look like a prayer, but it is. He's making a request of God, and he's making a request through questions.
In a conversation.
Yes. Okay, so this is one of perhaps the Bible's best example of intercessory prayer. So very good. So Bernadette, can you kindly read Genesis chapter 18, verses 24 to 25?
I'll try. Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right?
Oh, what a question. All right, let me try. Thank you. Very well pronounced, Bernadette. So let me try that in Portuguese. Se porventura houver 50 justos na cidade, destruirás também, e não pouparás o lugar por causa dos 50 justos que estão dentro dela. Longe de ti que faças tal coisa, que mates o justo como ímpio, que o justo seja como o ímpio, longe de ti. Não faria justiça o juiz de toda a terra. Wow, what a powerful question. All right, so let's move on. And so, Fernando, if you unmute yourself, can you kindly read question 3 in English?
3. What part of these verses in an excellent reminder to Christian what we need often?
Okay,
Oh, no,
that
that,
we need
that.
often. Very good. All right, so what part of this verse is an excellent reminder to all Christians and a reminder that we need often?
Righteous.
To be righteous? Is that what you're saying,
Yeah,
Fernando?
to be righteous.
Okay, yes. So and that the righteous, he's speaking about the 50 righteous in the city. So yes, I agree. That's not the part of the verse I was thinking of, though. To be right, there's many verses in the Bible which command us to be righteous.
Oh,
Okay, and or to be right in the eyes of the Lord. But here, these verses has a special phrase. Maybe Pedro remembers or Lucas?
The question, shall not the judge of all the earth do right?
Yes, absolutely right. So I hinted at this before when I said we know that whatever God does is by definition right. But this verse says it beautifully. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right. He will judge everything. And he who judges everything is uh, is always doing right. He is the supreme judge. Okay, very good. All right, so Raimunda, can you kindly read question 4 in
Hmm.
English?
Abraham is appealing to what part of God's character to save Lot and family?
Okay, very good. I didn't hear the possession, so God's character, God's.
God. God's, yeah.
Thank you. All right, so
Good.
what do you all think? So, wow, Abraham is like going right to God and saying, God, this is your character. This is what I know about you. What is he appealing to? To save Lot and Lot's family.
God's mercy.
Yeah, I agree. Mercy is absolutely there. And I would just say also appealing to righteousness. So God's righteousness, always doing right. And along with mercy, loving kindness. All right, so our God is also the definition of love. So, Hosey, can you kindly read Genesis 18:26 in English?
Okay. And the Lord
Said.
said, if I find in Sodom okay, 15
Right.
righteous within the city, then I will, tem que afastando aqui, ó, é difícil, on the place for their sakes, é isso?
For their sakes. Yeah.
Very good.
Their sakes.
Thank you. The name of the city, you pronounced it a little bit with a Brazilian pronunciation. Instead of Sodom, it's
Sodom.
Sodom. So in
Sodom.
English,
Sodom.
often the emphasis comes up sooner. Let me try that in Portuguese. Então disse o Senhor: se eu em Sodoma achar 50 justos dentro da cidade, pouparei a todo o lugar por amor deles. Wow, all right. Abraham is getting a response from God. Uh, and so, Pedro, can you kindly read question 5 in English?
As the Lord has no intention of sparing all the place, what motivates his conversation with Abraham?
Very well pronounced.
That's
So,
it.
all right, so this is something important. Listen, the Lord just said, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. So if there are 50 righteous people, all of Sodom will be
Said.
left free to continue sinning. And God has no intention, right? It's what is it? 300 years of Sodom's gross sin and sinning against the Lord. He has no intention of sparing them. So why is he playing with what is he doing? What is the Lord doing? What motivates his conversation with Abraham?
It's motivating.
I think that it is based on maybe on God's relationship
Mm-hmm.
to Abraham.
Yes. Remember, God has already said that Abraham is the father of many, many nations. And at the beginning of this story, he asks, should I keep this a secret from Abraham? Should I hide what I am about to do in Sodom from Abraham? No. But what he's doing in having this conversation, right? God doesn't need to have a conversation with anyone on what his next plans are. But Abraham is a very important person in God's plans. So one way to think of it, he is refining Abraham's character, even testing his faith. Okay, so he's engaging in a conversation. God already knows the result. He already knows what he will do, but he is engaging with Abraham to continue building this incredible man. Okay, so
And give us,
yes.
and I think because she mentioned very well the relationship,
Mm,
which is the one we have,
mm,
God. So when we talk to God, when we ask God, He will answer us,
yes.
according to our relationship too. So He is uh, giving me now, right now, I felt like the desire to intercede for
Hmm.
whatever is
Yes.
happening in the
Yeah.
world, in my family, in myself,
Nice.
health, in any area. So we can have a God that is a friend that answer and acknowledge uh, our intersection.
Yes, our prayers are
Yes,
that I love that, Raimunda, that he wants to have a conversation with all of us.
yes,
Right? He loves us so much that he wants to have a conversation. So
yes,
that's like a one of the, let's say, morals of this story. It's not
yes,
just Abraham. We're being shown as children of God that he wants to converse with us. He wants us to think together. Another
mhm,
way to think of it is Isaiah 118. Let us, the Lord saith, let us reason together. Imagine that. The
yeah,
creator of the universe says to Isaiah, let's reason together. He wants Isaiah, he wants each of us to reason with him in a beautiful conversation. So thank you. Okay, so Lucas, we have our famous Bible verse reader. Lucas, can you kindly read Genesis 18, verses 27 to 28, please?
And Abraham answered and said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, If I find there 45, I will not destroy it.
Very good. Beautifully pronounced, Lucas. Thank you. E respondeu Abraão, dizendo: Eis que agora me atrevi a falar ao Senhor, ainda que sou pó e cinza. Se porventura de 50 justos faltarem 5, destruirás por aqueles 5 toda a cidade? E disse: Não a destruirei, se eu achar ali 45.
I have a suggestion.
Thank you, Pedro.
Faltarem.
Faltering.
Faltarem.
Faltarem. Ah, in the middle.
Faltarem.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So, just a question to the side. Does God think that there are 45 righteous in Sodom?
No.
No. Right. Right. So he's like, yeah, no problem. If there's 45, the whole city is saved. But God knows. Mm-mm. All right, so let's continue. Benedetti, can you kindly read question 6 in English?
what is Abraham's attitude that encouraged God to continue the conversation?
Nice, very well pronounced. So I'm thinking there, look at there in verse 27, when Abraham speaks, he understands that it's brave of him to speak to the Lord. But what is his attitude that is helping this conversation along? Is his attitude one of arrogance and pride?
Humble.
Humble, exactly. All right, so it's humble or humility, right? So when he says, but am, so I am, but dust and ashes. Okay, and that's true.
Yeah.
Adam came from dust. And then ashes, of course, is what the body turns to and when it's returning to dust. Okay, so humility. So it's a good thing. When we have our intercessory prayer with the Lord, humility helps. All right, so let's check now. Fernando, can you kindly read this big chunk? Genesis chapter 18, verses 29 to 32 in English.
And he spake unto him yet again, and said, Peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake.
Okay, very good, Fernando. Uh, the last one, ten's sake, I heard the possessive form, the last S better, but in verse 29, I think I heard 40 sake, or in verse 31, 20 sake. So just to remember the possessive form, we have to hear the S. So it's 40's, 40.
14.
Yeah,
Uh,
40's. It's difficult because you're adding like a consonant on a consonant. So 40's as for the apostrophe S, and the same for 20's. So you have to add that, make sure that S is clear.
Obviamente.
Okay, very good. Oh, there we go. And so let me try that in Portuguese. Disse mais, ora, não sei ele o Senhor, se eu ainda falar. Se porventura se acharam ali 30, e disse,
Empurrou no chinelo aí.
não o farei se achar ali 30. E disse, eis que agora me atrevi a falar o Senhor. Se porventura se acharam ali 20, e disse, não a destruirei por amor dos 20. Disse mais, ora, se não, ora, não sei ele o Senhor, que ainda sou mais esta vez falo, se porventura se acharam ali 10. E disse: Não a destruirei por amor dos dez.
Eu não posso
Wow.
abaixar aqui.
Okay. I think our sisters are preparing for the theater.
No, not yet. Sorry.
No problem. Okay. In fact, Raimunda, you're up. If you can see question 7, can you read that in English for us?
Question 7. Let me find it. Why do you surmise that Abraham stopped his prayer at 10?
Okay. Now, why do I say we know we stopped his prayer? Because he said, I will speak yet but this once. So it's the last time that I have the temerity, I have the courage, the effrontery, like to speak to you, Lord my God, but once. So it's the last time, one last request. So he stopped his prayer at 10. So why do you think that Abraham stopped his prayer at 10?
Um, was he thinking about Lot's family? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bernadette. And so, and we discussed this briefly last time, but Lot, it's not so clear. I should find the proof of this, but uh, Lot, Lot's family includes 10 people,
Mm.
according to one interpretation that I saw. Okay, so there's Lot and his wife, there's 2 daughters, and there are also, I think another, anyway, and then between other sons and the daughters-in-law. So Lot is thinking, the 10 people there, I just saved those 10. Okay, that might be the reason why Abraham didn't say, well, okay, how about if there are only 5?
I
He,
also
yes,
said he was going by five and
uh-huh,
loaded, and he got it that God will not destroy if there is still um, a people that was not supposed to be destroyed, that was
righteous,
righteous.
yep,
Yeah. So I think it was kind of an exercise.
yep,
So he learned that in the
yeah,
conversation, 5 by 5 by 5, he understood that God is good God and
yes,
righteous. Right?
okay. And that's a good point. Uh, Let me ask you, do you think that God was planning on killing Lot and family? Or was he already planning on showing mercy?
Are you asking to me?
No, in
No.
general.
Oh, okay. No, because my computer is getting low. I'm trying to, no, here. I'm trying to connect it because we will turn
Okay,
it off.
okay, no problem.
I,
So,
I don't.
so, so, Pedro, do you have an idea? Do you think that God was planning to kill Lot?
I think that God, before he would destroy Sodom, he was already planning to take out the family of Lot.
I agree. Okay.
Yeah,
So his mercy already he was already planning on doing that. But Abraham didn't know that.
yeah,
And also the way God spoke, was like, hey, the angels are going, but they're gonna,
yeah,
okay. And then he didn't say to Abraham, Abraham, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. You know what? I'm gonna save Lot and his family. I was already planning on it, my friend. But he didn't say that.
yes.
He wanted to have this conversation to build Abraham's character. Okay, so we're going to get to some new material. So we're going to continue the study of Abraham's trial of faith. And so, Josie, can you
Obrigado.
kindly read the next verse, which is Genesis chapter 18, verse 33 in English?
And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham. Peraí, cadê?
And Abraham.
O celular não quer andar.
Anda aqui, eu vou...
And Abraham returned unto his place.
Ok, thank you. E retirou-se o Senhor quando acabou de falar a Abraão. E Abraão torna-se ao seu lugar. Okay, so Pedro, can you kindly read question A in English?
Had Abraham finished his prayer, and what does this reveal of God's character?
Any
Well,
any thoughts?
Abraham had really finished his prayer because he said it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so I agree. Abraham had finished his prayer, but what does this reveal of God's character? So why am I asking that? What does this reveal of God's character? Well,
I have no idea.
uh-huh.
No.
Well, here's a possibility. God is loving and he listened to Abraham through until Abraham finished. Okay, until he finished his prayer, until Abraham had no more to say. Okay, so God didn't cut him off. He didn't know. No, he's like, I'm gonna wait here. We're gonna have a conversation, and I'm gonna be here listening until you're done. Isn't that
If
lovely?
So kind.
Exactly. What a wonderful God we have.
Yeah.
I think if Abraham had continued to speak, God would also answer him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Okay, so wow, what a wonderful God we have. All right, so Lucas, our famous Bible reader, can you kindly read Genesis, new chapter, chapter 19, verse 1. Genesis 19, verse 1.
Then there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat into the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground.
Beautifully read, thank you. E vieram os dois anjos a Sodoma à tarde. E estava Ló assentado à porta de Sodoma, e vendo-os Ló, levantou-se ao seu encontro e inclinou-se com o rosto à terra. All right, so here comes Lot. And then Benedetti, can you kindly read question B in English?
Why is Lot found at the gate?
Okay. What is Lot doing at the gate? Why is he at the gate? Well, perhaps it's a general question. What do people do at the gate? Go ahead, Pedro.
I think in that time, the gate of the city was where the the trades were done,
Mm-hmm. Exactly
and
right.
also the judgments,
Yes,
all the commercial part of life of the
exactly right. It's a place for important business.
yes.
Do you remember in the book of Ruth, the beautiful book of Ruth,
Mm.
Boaz, he goes to the gate in order to conduct his business with the next of kin. Okay, so it's a place where important things. So now for Lot to be found at the gate means that he already was there in order to help others. Lot didn't go to the gate in order to conduct business. He didn't know that the angels were coming. He was there because he was actually an esteemed citizen. So he was like close to a judge, right? To be there at the gate is for a well-respected citizen of the town.
Doing business.
Exactly. Okay, so, and doing the town's business, but he wasn't there to take care of personal business. He was there to help. Okay, so Fernando, can you kindly read question C in English?
What is the matter with Sodom?
Okay, so we've talked about this, but why all of this fuss, this trouble about Sodom?
Um,
Hmm? Problema dele.
uh,
Sim.
I think uh, homosexualism.
Yeah,
Hã?
yeah,
It is one the problem.
agreed entirely. So Sodom, as we know, because the word has entered English and I think Portuguese also, as a representative of uh, homosexuals. So the matter with Sodom is perversion, okay,
Perversion,
okay, depravity.
depravity.
But we actually have, and Pedro brought this to our attention last time. Uh, there's some other reasons, and let's take a look at them. So, Raimunda, can you kindly read Ezekiel 16, verses 49 and 50? Ezekiel 16, 49 and 50.
Okay. Behold, this was the iniquity of thy sister Sodom. Pride, fullness of bread, and abundance of idleness was in her and in her daughters. Neither did she strengthen the hand of the poor and needy, and they were haughty and committed abomination before me. Therefore, I took them away as I saw good.
Very good. That's a hard word. It's more haughty, haughty.
Hot,
Yeah.
haughty, yeah.
No, but very good, very good. It's okay. So let me try that in Portuguese. 49. Eis que está foi a iniquidade de Sodoma, tua irmã, soberba, fartura de pão e abundância de ociosidade teve ela as suas filhas, mas nunca fortaleceu a mão do pobre e do necessitado. E se soberbeceram e fizeram abominações diante de mim, portanto, vendo eu isto, as tirei dali.
Good
All right.
read with so long words you say almost perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your
Well,
teachers.
I know. I agree. Thank you. Well, I'm learning from Fernando that I go slowly when it's a long word and try. Okay, eso, enso
Yeah.
verbesterem.
Yes.
But
And
remember,
you said ociosidade, but you have to say ociosidade.
ociosidade, thank you. Ociosidade.
Ociosidade.
Okay, thank you, Bernadette. I appreciate it. My Portuguese very much appreciates all your help. Okay, so as these verses were brought to us last class by Pedro, I have one more question about that, and this is for Josie. So Josie, can you kindly read the last question of tonight's class? Question D.
Okay. What does placing of these characteristics prior to abomination suggest?
Very good. Thank you. So what do you think? So in verse 50, yes, it said that they committed abomination before me. Okay, so that sounds like the depravity that we're talking about. But that's in verse 50. So what about verse 49? These other characteristics.
All those in the 49 verse,
Hmm.
ocios, idleness, um, and abundance, né?
Mm-hmm.
Pride,
Yeah.
lack of empathy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
And being haughty, né?
Mm-hmm.
Haughty.
Mm-hmm.
All these was after they do all that, they finish up, like, how do we say?
In
uh,
abomination.
in
Yes.
abomination, because they had so much, and there was nothing else to do but, you know.
Agreed. Absolutely right. I agree entirely, Raimonda. So, what's interesting in these two verses is what Sodom is famous for is mentioned in the second verse of the two. But in the first verse, it gives the precursors.
Mhm.
So, what seems to have helped bring Sodom to such a sad place, so much perversity, perversion, depravity, is pride. We know that pride is the source of all sin, right? Fullness of bread is like satiation. All right, so they're just so happy with themselves. Abundance of idleness. We know that with children, right? Pedro and Lucas are beyond this risk. You don't want to let children be idle too much because when they're idle, they do bad things. Right? All right. So it's like if you're like, I have nothing to do and I'm gonna, well, okay. I think of all sorts of bad things to do. I'm talking
Yes.
about human nature, okay? And then you
Yeah.
go on, lack of charity. So it's interesting. Just those two verses together seems to suggest that these are the precursors. These are the things to avoid so as to not fall into abomination, depravity, etc. All
It's like
right.
the
Yes, Pedro.
it's, it's like the case of David
Mm.
when he was
I,
idle, that he committed the one of the worst sins of him.
I just thought about it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about David. One thing took him to another one and to another
Mhm.
one and
Mhm.
a worse one, right? That's
Yes.
unbelievable. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Well, another terrific point, Pedro. Thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
that ends our class today a little early, so our sisters will not be late to the Christian play. But any questions in or comments in English?
Any questions?
Comentar?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Okay.
Jose said no, thanks.
Okay. So we're gonna
Maybe Fernando wants.
well, that's in English, but we're gonna stop the recording on this note of hilarity. Thank you all for watching.